Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to just talk about real estate in general. And if you don't know me, my name is Haley Bartlett. I am a realtor in the Longmont and surrounding areas. Today we are going to talk about contingent offers. And what a contingent offer is, it means that you want to buy this house over here, but you don't want to do it until you know your house is sold. So you are putting in the offer for this house that you are contingent on selling this house over here. Got that straight? Basically, you're just trying to protect your best interests and protect yourself. So we're going to talk about the best way to do that in a tricky market like we are in now, because the market is tricky when you are writing a contingent offer, and that is because sellers are finding it hard to sell their house. And buyers have a lot of different options. So a seller is going to be more hesitant to take a contingent offer because they don't know how long yours is going to sit on the market for. So we are going to try and prevent a little bit of that hesitancy that a seller may have with the following tips that I am about to give you. So my first tip is to work out, do you actually need to write a contingent offer? Is there a way you can do this without the complication of the contingency? And what that might look like is talking to a mortgage lender and working out, can you do what they call a bridge loan between the time of when you buy a house and then sell your house? Can you carry two mortgages for a little bit? Have you got enough equity that you can just go ahead and buy this house without having to sell yours first? So you want to look at those options and you want to really dive into what that's going to cost you, because sometimes it will cost you more in interest and other things. But sometimes it can be a better option and it can be less stressful than having a contingent offer. And it can look much stronger if this is a house that you're really interested in. So that's your first thing to do. Work out, can you do this without a contingency? And do you want to do this without a contingency? And if you have to do the contingency, then let's go on to these next steps. Okay, so you have realized you do have to do a contingency. The most important thing you need to do right now is get your house in order. Your house needs to be ready to go on the market before you start writing offers, because you are going to have to write that offer and say it's contingent on this property over here, and the buyer's like, so I don't know anything about this property. So you want to make sure that your house is ready to go on the market the next day from when your offer gets accepted. So you want to paint, you want to put in new flooring, you want to declutter, you want the house to be clean. You want to make sure it's ready to go on the market and for people to come in and see it. And once it is ready to go on the market, you want photos done, and you want professional photos. Ooh, door just slammed and scared the crap out of me. Okay, I'm just going to leave that in this video so you can see the things that go on around here. You want professional photos. You do not want a realtor that takes photos by themselves and doesn't hire a professional to do it. You want your house to look the very best, and to look the very best you need professional photos. So you want those ready to go. You want a link or some way to show a buyer that this is your house. Look how beautiful it is. It's ready to go on the market. It's going to appeal to buyers. You want that so you can submit that with your contingent offer. And the reason you want to do that, just like I said, is so the buyer actually knows, that the seller actually knows, okay, well, this is the house that we are contingent on. Look, it's ready to go. It looks beautiful. We think that buyers will like this house a lot. So we'll take this offer. We'll give it a shot. So preparation is key here. Prepare your house. Get those photos done. Be ready to list the next day after writing an offer. Okay, so you are prepared. You have that piece taken care of. Now you are going to write an offer on a house. And you want to make this offer as appealing to the seller as possible. To do that, you usually need some kind of time constraints on, number one, when your house is going to go on the market. So in the contract, you're going to write this contingent house will go on the market within 24 hours. As soon as possible is best. You are going to say something like, if your house doesn't go under contract within a certain amount of time, the seller can back out. And that gives you both options of backing out of the contract and getting your owner's money back, especially here in Colorado. And maybe you want to say, that you have 60 days or something to get your house sold before the seller can cancel this contract. So you want to make it appealing to a seller, especially in this market. And you can do that by putting some of these terms in that kind of protect their interests a little bit as well, which is likely what you're going to have to do to get this offer to be pushed through. So then there are other things you're going to have to do then: prepare and have professional photos. You are going to have to price your house right, because you want to get your house sold so that you can move on to this new house. Now, if you are going on the highest price in the neighborhood, then you're probably not going to sell that house quickly and you may lose this other house. So you want to be able to price it below where the comps are a little bit, so that you can get it under contract quickly and then you can get on to buying this other house. I have seen contingent offers come in this year and they say, this is what we're going to list at. And I go look at the comps myself and I'm like, no, we can't take that, because you are listing $50,000 over what the last house that was comparable to yours sold at, and you don't have the same updates. So your pricing needs to be on key, and you need a good realtor to help you with this. But you need to be realistic too as a seller, that if you're going to do it this way and you want this seller to take your contingent offer, that you need to be pricing competitively. And maybe you get some of that money back by asking for concessions from the seller on this other offer. So maybe you list 10,000 under where these other comps are, and then on that side you ask the seller for $10,000 in concessions to make up that money that you feel you're losing. But you may lose a little money when you have a contingent offer, because you have to sell your house to get on to this next house. All right, so you have prepared your house, you have had professional photography done, you have written an offer and got it accepted, you are pricing your house right, and you are getting it on the market swiftly. And now you have to be very realistic. You have to be realistic when it comes to offers that you receive. You have to be realistic when it comes to negotiating inspection items. You have to be realistic if the appraisal comes in a little lower. You just have to be realistic and willing to give to get to that next house, because your goal is this next house. Yes, your goal is to sell and get money so you can buy that next house, but there has to be a balance, and there are going to have to be more give and take than usual in the negotiations on the house that you are selling. So you want communication to be key here. On this house that you are purchasing with this contingency, you need your realtor and yourself to be in communication with the seller. They need to know what is going on with your house over here, because communication is key in keeping the offer safe, keeping it going, so that you can actually get to closing on this house that you want. If you are silent and you're not sharing any information, I can tell you that the seller is going to get real anxious and nervous and may try and back out if they can. And then you want the same from the person buying your house. You need to know what's going on there and communicating well, so that you can pass that on to the seller and you can keep those two deals, or the realtor can keep those two deals spinning very well, so that you can all get to closing and meet your goal in the end. Now, I do have a guide full of tips and the full process of how you can buy and sell at the same time. I'm going to put the information down in the description below. Be sure to check that out. If you need to buy and sell at the same time here in the Longmont and surrounding areas, I am always open for questions. Once again, you can find my contact details in the description below. Never any pressure, just here to help. But I hope these tips have been helpful in how you can buy and sell at the same time in this market. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more things about Longmont and real estate tips. I am here to help. My name is Haley Bartlett, and I hope you are having a fabulous day. Cheers.